All right. Peter's been contacting me, wants to talk about the moon map, something I'm very interested in, but don't know a lot about. And Peter says you're very well studied on it. Should we say that? Or you're an expert?
Um,
What would you call yourself?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I'd say I'm about 30, 40% in, but
Okay.
enough to be confident with it.
All right. So where do you want to start? Now, for those of you that don't know, um, people have been looking up at the moon and the craters on the moon, the patterns on the moon do seem to have an incredible amount of correlation to the continents of the earth. And the question is, what do the continents of the earth actually look at like? So Peter's going to show us as much evidence as he has, and we'll see what happens. How's that?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Um,
Okay, well, I'm just basically coming from the Gleason's map. So
yeah.
I'll sort of give a brief as I see it. The
Okay.
Gleason's map is a forensic match to the moon. That's what I can see. And basically is the globe map. They're saying that the Gleason's map comes from the globe map, and that's on the Gleason's patent, isn't it?
Right, but it's the other way around. The globe comes from the Gleason's map.
I think that as
Yeah.
well. So where does the Gleason's map come from? Well, the Gleason's map marries up with the moon map. So for me, the moon map is the reference. The Gleason's map comes from the moon map, and
Do you think that Gleason created the map from the moon, or he created the map and the moon is the reference to that map?
yeah, I think he got it from the moon.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, you see hidden continents as well, don't you? So when you map it all out, you'll see something like the lost city of Alexandria and Pangaea and what's the other one?
Mu,
Say that again.
Mu, the
Oh, I don't
lands
know.
of Mu, Mu.
Lemuria, Lemuria.
Okay.
So there's three of them. Now they've been picked up on Earth. They can see that on Earth. But what I've realised is every single inch of the moon is here on Earth. Every single inch. That's every valley, every crater, every trench, deep oceans, every continent. But what I found, Dave, is that when you put this out, like I put this out on my TikTok account, just to get a bit of a response from the Globers to see what they thought when you say something like that. So when you say the Gleason's map is a forensic match of the moon, you know, you're going to expect some kind of response from the Globers. So I don't know if I could show you that small video.
Well, you can. You can share anything you want. You have the ability to share screen and then open up whatever window you have open. So open up whatever video files or picture files you want, then click share screen and select that window.
Okay.
So I had a comment to make. That's a bold statement that everything is on the moon. Now, people say that the moon is a reflection of the earth. I don't like the word reflection. I think
Now,
I don't I look at it like our DNA is like monkey's DNA, but it's not a reflection. It's just part of the same system.
yeah, do you know what? I think even if you're in a courtroom, for instance, let's think of a courtroom scenario. Personally, I would say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it got there. It doesn't matter if it's an image, a projection, um, a negative. You know, call it what you want. It doesn't actually matter. What matters is it is there. So you could end up arguing about, well, what is it, and why is it there, and who did it. So for me, it's more the fact that it's there whether you like it or not,
All
kind
right.
of thing. I don't know if that answers it, but
Let's see what you got. All right. Now I think I'm sharing.
yeah.
Let's see if it works with sound. So I'll turn the sound on.
Okay, this is just a very short video for the Globers. They want to know where the Gleason's map is on the moon. Are you ready? There you go.
That's the
Gleason's
Gleason's
map
map. Now
on the moon.
that
There it
doesn't
is.
that so let me ask you why does that look so different? It's a
And everything
different the
outside the
continents are
Antarctic
different
Circle.
shapes and everything.
What
Different.
you've got to do,
Structures.
yeah, as
Yeah.
if you'd end that video now, because that's all it is really.
Yeah.
I only dropped it in there as little as possible with, with saying that, the Gleason's map is on the moon. Now, I knew there would be a response from the Globers. They'd say what you've just said there. It's, well, hang on a minute, that doesn't seem to fit.
So is this the United States right here?
Yes, that's South America.
Oh, that's South America, and this is United States. I mean, the
Central
sizes,
America.
the relevant sizes to each other.
Yeah.
All right. So when you say, listen, I'm questioning you because
It's okay. That's
want to
okay.
figure this out.
Where's Australia? Where would you say
Australia would be?
That's it.
This will be it here.
No, that's exactly right now where you are, Australia.
This is Australia right here, right?
No,
Yes.
the black one.
Oh, the black one.
No, the black one is the sunken city of Alexandria.
Okay.
So that's not on the Gleason's map. So the white one, which was the bottom one you just had, that's it. That's
Yep.
Australia, and just to the right is New Zealand. Now
Right
you're
here.
you're getting a very limited version here. As we get talking now, this will start to come a little bit more clearer. But what I did is I put that one out, knowing full well that the Globers would go, it doesn't match, it doesn't fit. The continents are different sizes. Now they are right. They're absolutely spot on with that, because that's what I thought when I first looked at this. I thought, well, Australia is a completely different size. So what you have to do, you have to start getting more into the detail. Now, the way I did it is I looked at map projections. Now, I don't know if you've ever had a look at map projections in general. How many would you say there is?
An infinite number.
I'm glad you said that, because I thought there was only about 6 or 7. And then I went on the NASA website and they had 294 on it.
Well, we know there's not 294 then. It's every number except 294.
Yeah, exactly. So all those different map projections, what you're getting into is it's completely normal, Dave, for a continent to change shape and size depending on what projection you're using. So when you're messing around with the coordinates, the horizontal and the vertical, is that changes the shape of a continent. Now, what it doesn't do, in fact, if I can give you a link again to this next one.
Yeah.
So how do I get that link again? Go to share.
Yeah. Go get your link and send it in the messages.
Is that chat?
It's in the menu bar on the bottom of the page, fourth from the left. Oh, hold on. I have to stop sharing, I think.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay, so I've got to go to now. How do I get back to my? I can't see my page now. Oh, there you go. I can now. So let me just go back to that a second. Let me come on to that one. The Globers response. Yeah, that was the Globers response. So we're going to have a look at some examples of map distortions.
You can do it as long as there's no sound. You can just share it and then just talk. How's that?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so if I go back to Zoom. Like the Zoom, Dave, there's nothing's there. So I've got the feeling
You have to put your mouse over the Zoom and all of the icons will show up.
Okay. Right, and okay, let me just.
And you want to go to the share button, which is the green arrow.
This way I got stuck before, wasn't it? Trying to show you the actual link.
You want to send me the link?
Yeah, do you know what? I apologize for that, Dave, but it would be easier and I can just talk to
All right, send it.
Go to chat again.
Yeah, go into chat and paste it in there.
Okay. I'm sorry I'm called Flat Earth Pete, by the way.
You're called Flat Earth Pete? All right.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about sound, right?
Right, you don't have to worry about sound.
All right, so here we go.
Okay, so scroll down. Keep going to the third one, the third black box, examples of projections.
Okay.
Okay. Now, there's four map projections there.
Mhm.
Now, where are those four map projections of, as far as you're concerned?
What are they of? That's the United States.
But you can't say that, can you? Because they're distorted.
Not as distorted as your moon map was, but yes, they're distorted.
Right. Fair enough. So you're not going to get, say, New York and Los Angeles flip over, are you? In the different distortions.
You're saying that they're the same in all of
Yeah,
that.
New York's always over there to the right, and Los
Yeah, right.
Angeles.
They're not going to change positions. Correct. So everything's in its
So
general
you've
position.
got 52 states, and those 52 states don't change position.
50 states.
56. I'll have to.
Well, 52 if you count Canada and Mexico.
Nice. That's what Google does for you. So to me, that's like a forensic match. Even though everybody picks up on the fact that they are distorted, the argument isn't that they're distorted. That's not the issue. The way
Okay,
you
I got it. The moon is a projection of the Earth map.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, so we agree. So even if we were talking to a globe now, we'd agree that there's four distortions, and therefore the distortions are not the problem. What makes it a forensic match is the fact that the cities are all in the places they should be.
Okay.
That's how we identify it. So if you scroll down a little bit further, Dave, now somewhere around here, let's see, I've got distortion to not mean consonants can be. Okay, that 10-second video, like here.
Click here, 10-second video.
Can you see it? It says, that's it.
Distortions are normal on world map projections. It's no different with the moon map. The point is, they all forensically match due to the distinguishable features as seen here.
All right, I get it.
Okay, so I'm sort of repeating the same thing, which I'm not sure if it sounds too good, but I'm really homing in on distortions make no difference. The Globers use that. Every conversation I've had with the Globers, they shut the whole thing down based
It's a good argument because their globe map is super distorted. It's not right. So they're using a distorted map on their globe.
Exactly. Now, if you move down to where it says show NASA map, in fact, actually, if you go to scroll down again, that's it there. If you go to, can you see Tissot's Indictress up further? Up.
Like that?
Up. No, up.
Wikipedia map?
No, don't kick right up past, going right up to the top a bit. So it says show NASA and it says show Tissot's. Keep going up.
Oh, right. It keeps jumping. Hold on, I got it. Right here.
That's the one. Just click that. And I'll just tell you what it, well, actually, it should come up the same.
And you can see that we have the meridians that are converging towards the poles as they should be. But then on the Mercator version of this, those same lines are not converging anymore. They're now parallel. So this is getting stretched out, right? Instead of them converging like this, they become parallel. And so you're stretching horizontally that part of the part of Greenland. So instead of focusing on something like Greenland.
Okay.
So same thing we're saying, we're just sort of repeating the same thing, continents are stretched and everything else, all down to map projections, what coordinate system you're using. If you go to the one just on top of that, which says NASA, show NASA map projections. Now, on that website there's 294 projections. I've gone through every one of these. If you go to the top one, yeah. Now, we don't live on a square, obviously. What continents can you see there?
South America, United States, Canada, Africa.
But you can't say that because they're distorted.
No, we've gone through that already. Yes, we know that they're distorted, but they're identifiable and
identifiable.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest with you, that is the whole point of it.
I get it. It's a good point. I like it. Continue.
Now, if you go to the next one, the next
this one, Adam.
The one after it, yeah, that's it. What continents are discernible?
You see them all.
See them all. So, I mean, I can look at the moon now, to be honest with you. I've been looking at the moon all my life and never seen anything. I can look at the moon now, Dave, and I can go, there's Australia. I can see it. There's Australia. There's New Zealand to the right. You know, there's Madagascar. There's Africa, China, Mongolia, Russia. I can do the whole thing just by looking at it.
Got it.
Yeah. So if you just try a few more of them, just to really drive the point home, that see, we can still discern.
I get it. There's not 294 distortions, and you can tell every continent on each one of them.
And the moon is no different.
I get it.
So when you look at North and South America on the moon, of course it's distorted. There could be another little reason thrown in there. That might be.
Now, are the relative sizes correct?
Well, no, because because they are stretched and they are shortened. But what's happened is they've said the globe map is the reference. So all the Google Maps and everything else is based on that. What you and I know is that the globe map is not a reality. It's just a projection. Otherwise, we'd have curvature and all that kind of stuff, wouldn't we? So we know the globe map is just a projection, like the Gleason's is just a projection, like all the other projections. That's all they are. The true map, reference map, is the moon map.
Okay, continue.
So let's see where we're up to on there. Okay, you might as well go to the next drop-down box, Dave, so you can close that drop-down box.
Oops.
So that's opened it.
I opened, that's the...
Close it just to the right. You'll see
can I just go down and just open up the next one?
Go down, yeah.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Distinguishable features.
Okay. So we're really going over the same thing, but let's see what's on this page. Okay, this is one that I did, Dave. Just a very small version of matching the Gleason's map with the moon. So if you click on that one, you might want to speed it up as well a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, we're just going to do a simple exercise here, and we're going to match up some of these continents. So on the top right here, on the Gleason's map, this will be South America here. And South America on the left, on the moon map, would be there. And then we can move down to Central America.
I can see it already. Yeah, I need you to point it out. I see it already.
The eyes have been opened.
Forward. I see it.
And you could carry on.
Now
if you just pause that for a second, do you know what it reminds me of, Dave? What? When I first came on your website about 4 or 5 years ago, you were doing the kitchen
perspective, yeah.
Now, I love that video because it really woke me up. And we've got a beach about 10 minutes away. It's a beautiful beach. The sunset every night. It's fantastic. Now, I always thought the sun went out and underneath the ball, came up the other side.
We all did.
We all did. So for the first time, just that one video opened my eyes.
Yeah.
And the next thing, I'm talking to every Tom, Dick and Harry about the sun. And I'm saying, do you think that's going down or do you think that's going away? So for me personally, it opened my eyes within a few hours. And this has done the same thing. And I don't know if it's sort
I have a question about the moon map here. These dark outlines that you made of all the continents, do those exactly match?
They're not like a glove.
No, not match the map. Do they match the markings on the moon? Are they like a glove?
Tell you what, if you press play, and we'll go through. I mean, I think there's about 16.
I'm jumping at 10 seconds. It's jumping.
There's the UK here. See, number 10 is the UK. Australia, number 8. There.
Yep. Yeah. See it.
Okay. Yeah. And what I find interesting is that this should be quite acceptable. No reason really to sort of argue with that. And I say that because this is Galileo's drawings here. Galileo looked at the moon, that's what he saw. And yet that is in all the universities. It's all accepted in the world of astronomy that's acceptable. So if that's acceptable, then surely that is acceptable. But as you can see the Gleason's map. I mean, we could really go through all these. So what would you have here? You'd have, okay, so that would be China. So you'd have China. You'd have China there, number 12, that would be, wouldn't it? You'd have Mongolia in the middle, 13. That would be Russia, 14. This would be Africa, 15. And yeah, okay, so that would be Madagascar. Over here would be the Sahara Desert.
So while it's doing this, my question to you, and I forget if you answered.
That's just a quick sort of scan over, but I could really get into the detail of this. So when we say that,
hold
on the moon, it really is. You know, there's no way you're going to get 1 to 16 in that order with the Gleason's map. You know, that's the point. Really doesn't to say really. Yeah. So you're not going to get 1 to 16 keep going in that order.
All right. So the continents in proportion to the other continents on the moon map.
Yeah.
Are they proportionate in size to reality, or depending on where they are, they're different sizes?
Well, I would say the different sizes, because the Gleason's map projection is taking a projection from the moon, I believe, anyway.
Yeah.
But there's
I mean, if you look at America, the North America versus South America, that seems to me, from what we understand, to be proportionate to each other.
They're quite close enough, as I say. If it was
South America is so much bigger than America, and on here it's bigger. I mean,
well, we don't really know. All I'd say on this one is that, for me personally, the moon map is the reference.
Yeah.
But they've done it the other way around. What they've done is they put the globe ball as the reference, and then they put the Gleason's as number 2 coming from the ball, and they've completely hidden the fact that there's a moon map. It's only, I'll be honest with you, I think it's only been. I know you had it on your website. You had
what?
History of the Flat Earth, and you also had Vibes of Cosmos about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, no, I have a bunch of that stuff on there, and I have the moon map on the app.
There you go.
Small right there.
Yeah. Now that's not the moon. That one you've just shown there.
That's not the moon map.
That is the moon, but it's divided into four quarters. So when the Bible talks about the 4 corners of the earth, it's actually 4 quarters. So, and I think I don't know. Yeah, now that bit that you've got there is where the Gleason's is, where you've got it circled. That's it. Yeah. Where you've got that circled again, I can look at that right now and go, "There's Australia."
Yeah, no, I see it too. I see it.
Yeah. So it's 2. Did they say there's no coincidences?
Yeah. Now, the Lost History of Flat Earth, and it's in. If you go into the Old World section on the app, it's on the bottom section right here.
That's it. Yeah.
This is all of his good work is in there, and anybody that watches that is in. The door is open, and they gotta figure it all out from there.
Not so long ago, you said. Sorry to interrupt you there, Dave.
Go ahead.
Sorry, it's not so long ago. You said I think somebody showed this, and you said it needs more investigation.
I didn't rule it out. I when I first saw it, I'm like, well, I don't know. But then I was like, all right, I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know. I didn't say no like a lot of other people. And the more I look into it, the more sense it makes. And the more I understand about this realm that we're in, like we're in this realm. The flat Earth, the physical flat Earth, is less than 1% of the whole realm. That's all I talk about is the physical flat Earth. I don't talk about the spiritual sky. Okay, so the entire thing, including the moon, it's all part of this living system. To me, it would be weird if the moon didn't have a correlation to the Earth. It would be weird.
Yeah.
It would.
So therefore, we're being
living system.
Yeah. So I think we're being forced into a situation. All flat earthers have got to take on board this, and they've got to look. I mean, you've got it on your app. You've got the zodiac on your app.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got the sun going around and the moon going around and how it works.
Yep.
Now, because I've got your app, and when I first saw it, I was like, now I get how it works. Pieces of the puzzle fit. Now, Globers out there, they're crying out for a perfect match, like a globe.
Globers live in a Newtonian physical world. If you can't
Yes.
hit it with a hammer, then it's not real. So they think the sun is a physical object, 93 million miles away, defying natural law, right? They don't understand that the ground, the world that we live in, touch, and experience is material, and the sky is spiritual. Period. That's it. And so we can only measure the stuff here that we can physically touch. The rest of the stuff,
our eyes, Dave, our eyes,
yeah,
our God-given eyes. Let's put it that way, I suppose. Our God-given eyes look at the moon. By looking at the moon, what makes us say the Earth is flat? I think you'll get this. I think you'll get this straight away. And
let me hear it.
Okay. So the very fact that you can see the whole of the Gleason's map. So
if you understand that it's the whole map, then yes, that would tell you that the Earth is flat. Right.
Yeah. So if it was a globe.
Yeah. Of course. That's if you can see the Gleason's map, if you understand it. But the more you look into it, the more sense it makes. When I heard about flat Earth, I thought flat Earth was a psyop to discredit the truth movement. So then I realized that's not the case. Flat Earth is the reason we need a truth movement, because everyone's deceived. Then I hear about the old world, and I'm like, oh, that's just the flat Earth. And I'm like, no, the old world is the reality of this place. The old world stuff. And then the moon map, I'm like, oh, is this just something to make us look stupid? But let me look into it. And I haven't looked into it enough. This is probably as much as I've looked into it, other than watching all of Vibes of the Cosmos stuff and thinking about it.
I had the same reaction.
But the more I look at it, the more sense it's making.
So if it is let's say
I'm not hanging my hat on it. I don't know anything.
Let's say you were
anything above us is a theory.
Let's say hypothetically.
Yeah.
You were.
Right.
So let's say me and you were hypothetically hanging our hat on this.
Mm-hmm.
We've done all the research. The continents fit. We understand what the projections are. We understand the way they all move, depending on the coordinate system. And we now know the globe map is not the reference map. The moon is. Where I've arrived, going through that, because I've accepted it. I've accepted it now. Where you haven't hung your hat on it, and I understand why, because I've only recently hung my hat on it. But what I realised, Dave, is the Globers are muddying the waters, getting us into a cycle of being stuck in the mud.
Yep.
So if you think of the 10 years that you've put in, you think of your content over 10 years, you've covered absolutely everything. And you've done it in ways where you've made videos and you've reasoned with people, you've had interviews. And after 10 years, the Globers haven't changed. That's my observation. I've only been in about 3 or 4 months.
This is a massive spiritual war, and the Globers, they all have their talking points. They call us cult members, but they're in a cult because they all have the exact same things. We all disagree with each other. That's not a cult. Okay, we all have different theories and ideas and everything. But one thing we agree on:
came from that cult.
We don't live on the occult ball. We don't live on the ball cult. The people in the ball cult, they can't see it. And their mantra right now is there's a mass exodus from flat Earth. 7 people under highly suspicious circumstances have
I heard
to the globe, right? Yeah, 7 people, right? Let's make it 8. Let's say 10. Let's make it 20. Okay, that's not a mass exodus. There's 50 to 100 people a day joining the Friend Finder on the app. Okay, so that's a mass exodus from the globe. So they you call the moon map a projection or whatever. The Globers love projections because they project their insecurities and their false beliefs and their accusations on us. And they're really talking about themselves. You flat earthers are in a cult. No, you're in a cult. you guys are all religious fanatics. No, you're a religious fanatic. You believe that helium and hydrogen can exist in the space vacuum and hold on to fucking Pluto when it can't touch our moon. It's incredible. It's fascinating, and I wouldn't want to miss a minute of this. It's an amazing show.
Well, I noticed that the TFE guys, the final experiment guys,
The failed experiment,
the failed experiment, the failed observation.
Yeah.
When they came back, and I don't know if it's just me, but I'm following these things all the time, and I noticed for some reason they were really attacking the Gleason's map.
Well, they started before they left. Right. So I'll just I don't really want to talk about it anymore, but we do need to talk about it. The TFE was designed for me. This isn't my ego. Yes. It was designed for me and to take down the Gleason's map and to take down my app because I'm waking up too many people. Right. I don't want to be. I don't care that I'm what position I am in waking up the amount of most people, but I think I'm waking up the most amount of people right now. Right. Yeah. I think I am. I think I'm reaching the most amount of new people. A lot of other big flat earthers preach to the choir, which is good. The choir needs some preaching to learn new things so they can go wake up people. But I'm waking up a lot of people and they don't like it. So they invited me. They figured, oh, this is going to be it. He's going to think the sun's going to set. We're going to show him the sun circles. I still contend that not only was the sun fake, the entire sky was fake down there with technology. Okay. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference because Joe Hanvey's model could be right. Yeah, with the circling sun, reflecting the Freemasons that say the black sun from the center of the earth is projected up and it reflects out. That could be right too. And Eric Dollard, says that the sun is coming from another dimension. And if you look at all the Vedic cosmology with the multiple domes and the suns and the planets in the domes, all of that could be our theories. And you can call them all far-fetched, but none of them are as far-fetched as the heliocentric sun. The heliocentric sun is the most ridiculous, provably false concept ever, but that's what they want to go. And the other day, McDuffie was doing a debate with Sean from Kingdom in Context.
I saw it. Yeah.
And Sean kept reverting to the sun, and Duffy goes, we're talking about the shape of the earth. Why are you pointing up at the lights in the sky? Wait a minute. Yeah. Wasn't the final experiment about the friggin' lights in the sky? Yeah. And literally he destroyed his own friggin' premise. So, there's so much about that was just
what I think
provably said.
What I think would happen, Dave, if all the flat earthers, especially the big platforms, I mean, I'm just a guy in the kitchen, you know what I mean, really on my own.
Yeah, but you're doing something. Everybody,
I'm doing stuff. But when I think of the big platforms, because I've now reached this conclusion, I've hung my hat clearly on the moon map. I wish it's exactly.
We need people to hang their hat on the moon map to keep pushing it to wake up other people. We need people pushing that there's a dome and an ice wall. We need people pushing more land. We need people pushing biblical cosmology. We need people pushing every possibility out there. So the truth will rise to the top. Right.
Yeah. Well, this is a witness. In fact, if you go to the next portion, next drop down.
Let me share again.
The next drop down thing that you had on my website there. If you drop it down, there's another little because it does carry on to a little bit.
This
more.
One, the forensics, how they match.
No, hang on. See where it says the speeded up. Now you've probably seen this
right here. Live to the Cosmos. Click that one.
I just speeded it up very, very fast so it could be.
Want me to play that?
Yes, please. Going to do it. Thanks, Dave.
I learned to walk when I was 1 beneath the Oklahoma sun. And from that day, I started taking my own route. I learned to read when I was 2, and I believed it all was true. Too young to fill my mind with questions and with doubt. I made my first friend when I was 3, but by 4 he moved away so very far from me. At 5 I wondered why people live and people die, and why the things I love just slowly slipped away from me, and only stars remain the same. Cold night.
So I would get the gist there. I just want to go back to the beginning, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to slow it down. I just want to see the next speed.
Okay. So that was just a more detailed than what I've done. I had a little go
Yeah.
with it, but
So I just want to watch the transition
Yes.
of the map to the shapes of the map.
Beneath the
Take the sound off.
Oklahoma
That's all right.
sun.
That's pretty good. That was
Yeah.
pretty accurate. We'll go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people say you're taking liberties, you're changing the shapes. It looks pretty accurate to me.
Yeah. But you've got to accept shapes is just a red herring.
Well, no, I'm not talking.
Not you. I'm saying
about the shapes. I understand the projection. The projection makes sense.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that projection matches the moon, the actual moon.
Yes.
And it appears that it does.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. And I've been going on that honestly every night for about. I don't know. I was going to meet with you about a month ago, wasn't I? And we moved it ahead to tonight. This schedule. A month ago, Dave, I hung my hat on the moon map, but I wasn't able to express it.
I got it. Listen, you're still working on expressing it, but I like
I'm still working on it.
Yeah. Anything else you want to see on here? Because we're
let me just have a quick look. Now the next one, obviously, I mean, did you just press 5 to Cosmos? You did, didn't you? Yeah. If you go to the next black box, then forensics and how they match.
Okay.
I'll be. Now just scroll down. Only scroll down to the footprints. Okay. What I get from this is you see the top front footprint on the right.
Yeah.
And then move into the left. So the top footprint on the right, move into the left. The one on the right doesn't have every single piece of the whole boot.
Got it.
So in forensics, they don't expect to have every single piece to make a forensic match.
Good point.
So you go to the next image down, which is the next boot down row, rather. There's only like sort of 10% of that boot.
Yep.
Now, if you were to go on that website, which I did, I spent a little bit of time on that website. These were examples. And this is what they're telling you in forensics. You don't have to have this.
You have to have, I get it. Good point.
Yeah. So that's all that is. That's just in reference to the moon map is you don't have to have everything. Now that, let me see what that says there. It goes like that, don't it? Just
yeah.
Yeah. But that's sort of, that's what it reminded me of is when you're getting into forensics, the realization you don't have to have this perfect, well, you have to have enough to make it a match. Now, what I put at the end there, basically, let's have a quick look at that. I was quoting the Bible, really. In fact, if I can just read this one verse, Dave.
Go for it.
Okay, so Psalm 89, verse 37, and it says, like the moon, it will be firmly established forever as a faithful witness in the skies. So you're a witness, and I'm a witness. You've been a witness for 10 years to these things. I've been a witness maybe 3 or 4 years. But the one that they can't corrupt, the one that they can't frustrate, and the one they can't get us bogged down in the mud, if you like, is the moon. Nobody can corrupt it. Nobody can touch it. So really, we can just look at the moon. Once we've learned that it fits the Gleason's map, now we know. Now we know the Earth is flat. We only have to say, look at the moon. That's showing you the Earth is flat. So if flat earthers no longer spoke to globers at all, that's what I would hope, is that we cut globers off and say, listen, we've been engaged with you for 10 years. For what?
I agree.
I'm not saying for what.
I've been saying it for years that we shouldn't even say their names. We shouldn't give them a platform. We've given them a platform, and we've brought them their apparent notoriety. We just have to stop talking to them and just talk to people that want to learn. They don't want to learn. They already know. The real big globers, the anti-flat earthers, they all know the Earth is flat. They're deceivers. Now, whether they're paid, possessed, demons themselves, clones, who the frig knows. But they're deceivers. So again, the evidence speaks for itself. Earth is clearly flat. The moon, let me tell you, I don't know what percentage I was at with the moon, but you've raised me 50% above that. So I'm well over 50%. All right.
Fantastic.
So again,
Fantastic.
I'm a big fan. I actually got the Vibes of the Cosmos book when he first came out. I have it somewhere around here.
That's coming back out. It's coming back out.
Yeah, so it's fascinating. All of this stuff is fascinating.
Dave, can I just say, let's say if next week, just for argument's sake, let's say next week I'm going to dedicate my life to getting every distinguishable feature of Africa, just Africa. You know, the continents, up, down, round, a valley, a crater. And I did that. That would be a massive piece of evidence. And
so make a nice video, really detailing it and show it clearly. Make it for the somebody that's all right. Show me and just educate them. Make it simple. Make it for a fifth grader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it like that.
What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. If every flat earther, especially the big platforms, so let's say you had a look at North America, and you looked at the craters around North America that are also shown on the moon, the valleys, the trenches, the mountains, the cities. And if another flat earther did, Russia, if all the flat earthers were homing in on the plasma moon, I don't say the plasma moon, but the moon map, we'd all end up with a forensic witness.
I got it. There's probably a lot of people that will jump down that road and go at it. Now you've basically ruined me taking pictures of the moon with my P1000 because I won't be able to stop looking at the minor little details, but that's probably a good thing.
Brilliant.
It's all good. Peter, thanks. That was interesting. I'm glad we got together. Send me
really
new information that you have when you get it. And I think any really good graphics, because I'll share them on the app in the images section so people could just type in moon map and get all the images. So if you have like a bunch of great images, send them to me and I'll add them to the app. And then anyone listening to this, if you're looking for moon map images, just go on the app, hit the images section and type in moon map and they'll all come up. As soon as I get them, they'll be there.
And listen, Dave, thanks for your patience. I know I sort of should have been here a couple of months ago, but
that's all right, Peter. No problem.
And we'll catch up again.
All right. Thanks,
hopefully.
brother. Hey, everyone. If you enjoyed this interview, please help support my work and help wake up others by referring or gifting the app to at least one person today. By doing that, you're going to help wake people up and help me to continue doing other interviews like this. With the censorship out there that's going on, it's very difficult to find relevant information. And the app, as you know, brings people to the truthful information of our world. So help support my work, help support your efforts in waking up friends, family, and strangers. Gift them the app or just recommend the app. And let's make 2025 the year Flat Earth breaks free. Check the links below for information on how to gift the app or just refer the app to others and use your referral code to earn Dome cryptocurrency and a free subscription. Thanks.